I wanted to see as well, because as you mentioned, winner goes into top 8 cut here. So we'll have to see who takes it. 𝗧𝗵𝗶 with the goals you've banned and the 𝗧𝗲𝗺, the dirty little rat in the back pocket as well. We'll see if he picks it up.
Rat.
Absolutely. The 𝗵𝗶𝗶 into the 𝗂𝗀𝗵𝗶 actually. 𝗧𝗵𝗆 brave move, but I'm assuming this is a turn 1 swap play coming out. But yeah, Agglom opening with a 𝗂𝗀𝗵𝗶 incredibly safe, right? Because the only play here is 𝗂𝘀𝗏 opening to maybe threaten it, but that would easily apply a counter pick for the 𝗬𝗏 counter pick. So yeah, 𝗧𝗵𝗆 might be playing for second turn here. But we'll
It is tough, as you mentioned. He does want to pick up the win, Temtem, right? Just pressure out the 𝗂𝗏𝗵𝗶 greatly on that opening turn. But yeah, you nailed it perfectly. 𝗬𝗏 available for Agglom, so instead decides to go for the 𝗧𝗲𝗺. But you know, that still leaves the window of opportunity open for Agglom. Things like the 𝗬𝗏, things like the 𝗬𝗶𝗴 feel incredibly good here. The 3-priority play can outspeed the uppercut, but instead, forget the 𝗬𝗏, forget the 𝗬𝗶𝗴 blue, picking up the rotor. That's just how powerful rotor is right now.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, I mean, Gayales is still in the pool, but the ban of the 𝗬𝗶𝗴, I can understand that. I was going to say a 𝗬𝗏 ban might not be too bad here, but getting rid of that 𝗬𝗶𝗴, the double damage against the 𝗧𝗲𝗺, letting that 𝗬𝗏 through because there's a 𝗧𝗵𝗵 on the board, but alas, it's been removed. So this 𝗬𝗏 actually, the value quite high for this matchup. So 𝗂𝘀𝗏 picked up here, and yeah, I mean, well, fortunately, right, the 𝗬𝗏 can't kill all of them. Unfortunately, doesn't have the stamina for it. So, even if it is good here, it's the only kind of, shall we say, like counter against the 𝗂𝘀. I mean, the 𝗂𝗏𝗵𝗶 also, of course, but
I think so.
part,
yeah, 𝗬𝗏 is a very, very clean 𝗂𝘀 answer, as you said. So for sure. But yeah, you know what? If Rotor didn't have access to Reactive Vial, 𝗬𝗏𝗆's opener is not looking too bad, right? Turn 1 Plague into turn 1 Uppercut. That does like 60% damage on your regular Rotor, and then you kill the next turn, right? But because of Reactive Vial, it's gonna make it very tough for 𝗬𝗏𝗆 to even get a confirm kill that second turn. And of course, you don't go for a heat up that first turn, so we'll see. This match is already looking very, very interesting. Who is gonna be moving forward into today's Tournament 52 top cut? Will it be Agglom, or will it be Mr. 𝗬𝗏𝗆 coming back into it? We're gonna see here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see. Picking up that key to last for 𝗬𝗏𝗆. Again, double swap potential is obviously available, but the 𝗂𝗏𝗵𝗶 with Toxic Ink, always an option. And of course, the Drill Impact for the roller, obviously always available. And this is where the 5-head strat is, the 5-head strats are gonna be coming into play, right? So we'll see if the double swap does come through, and if Agglom calls it. So 𝗂𝘀𝗏 will be coming in with that heater buff, just burning through the roller, reducing that damage, but the straight hook into the 𝗂𝗏𝗵𝗶 to attack buff, right? Instead of that heat up, the speed as well from the slingshot. Drill Impact does follow through, but again, that heater reducing the damage. Still though, 32% damage is quite big, and the grab on that 𝗂𝘀𝗏, overexerting both the 𝗂𝗏𝗵𝗶 and the 𝗂𝘀𝗏 for this round.
Exactly, well said. Strangle, nice little Strangle. I guess he was aiming for the 𝗵𝗶𝗆, so those big old Thunder Striker Bright Beams not going to be able to go online. But now, neglecting the 𝗂𝘀 from getting off those nasty tornadoes onto 𝗂𝗏𝗵𝗆. So nice little Strangle, but of course is a bit of a double-edged sword. Not able to get off something like an Aqua Stone or a Water Jet onto the 𝗂𝘀 as well. So, you know, both Tamers on their respective left-hand spot will be taking a bit of a break for turn number 2. So it's all on the line on the right-hand side. So Rotor access to things like Goring, 𝗧𝗲𝗺 access to things like 𝗧𝗲𝗺 Wreck, but no, let's see, he brings in the 𝗵𝗶𝗆. Is he going for the Wreck already just for some good overall damage? And hey, Agglom is ready for it. If it is the Wreck, he brings in the 𝗬𝗏𝗆.
Oh, the hook again, just to bolster the attack. Once more, 𝗧𝗲𝗺 now at +4 attack in this. Goring does come in, and the damage is huge from that roller. The 𝗧𝗲𝗺, I don't know if you can rock bottom in this round, because that 𝗧𝗵𝗺, Oh, yes, it's fast, but the damage won't be value at all, and unless this 𝗵𝗶𝗺 is able to get that chip damage on the 𝗬𝗵𝗶, the trade wouldn't even be in favor of Spectruhh here. So I guess this comes down to how speed is traded. I don't think the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 is outspeeding this 𝗬𝗵𝗶. So Agglom might just be putting this as a value threat, right? Forcing that side switch to swap out, but I mean, Spectruhh, is he brave? That is the question.
I think so too, Blue. I think if Spectruhh prioritizes saving the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 for later down the road, it's going to be super advantageous, and this is exactly what we're seeing from the likes of Spectruhh. So replacing in that for Toukon. And hey, doesn't want to deal with that big old Thunder Strike on that 𝗬𝗵𝗶 spot. So replacing it will be that 𝗬𝗧𝗃. So hey, good plays all around for both of these Tamers. Thunder Strike does get applied on that. Was the 𝗬𝗵𝗶 spot. Now the 𝗬𝗧𝗃 and eats it beautifully. But you know, Spectruhh had a feeling that 𝗬𝗧𝗃 was coming out.
Wow.
Which is exactly why he brought out his other bird. So well done for Spec as well.
And another big thing here is a bit of desynergy from the side of Agglom. Thunder Strike was basically free. Exhaustion wasn't applied because exhaustion was already existing on the 𝗵𝗶𝗺. So you basically got a Thunder Strike with no downside. Well, obviously outside of being exhausted for the Thunder Strike application. Still, that was pretty much as value as it gets. Plague is still available for the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 potentially, as well on the Rolder. So again, quite value already. Intimidation actually being used instead on both these Tems. Exhaustion galore, as well as that evasion rockfall coming through. 𝗵𝗶𝗺 completely dodges it. Toukon with that wind burst on the 𝗬𝗧𝗃 drops it below half. Allergic spread to terrain, but I dare say the favor definitely goes to Spectruhh there.
Yeah, I mean, good trades overall. I mean, if we're counting the net deficit with those three ticks to toxic, it is quite impactful what the 𝗬𝗧𝗃 just accomplished. But yeah, absolutely, that Toukon having Tornado online, that should easily be enough for 37% remaining on the 𝗬𝗧𝗃. So let's see what Agglom wants to try to make some adjustments here. Does he want to let the 𝗬𝗧𝗃 go already? Does he want to maybe save the 𝗬𝗧𝗃 when the bird isn't on the board and you're able to toxic ink the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 a little bit easier? So yeah, I think he's agreeing with us. Instead, swaps in the 𝗬𝗧𝗃, but Blue, this is scary. Toukon is still on the board. What is he going to be doing?
Oh, Tornado! So Spectruhh does not read the swap, or at least doesn't want to gamble on the fact that 𝗬𝗧𝗃 stays on the board. But the mirroring damage! Look at that! The Toukon is basically dead now! And the invigorating bait! On top of that, 𝗬𝗧𝗃 calling out the 𝗬𝗵𝗃. Bright Beam does follow through as well on both these Tems, but these Tems are fine with that. They'll take that any day. The alert and the evasion, though, removing that poison. This 𝗵𝗶𝗺 is going nowhere, plus.
Yeah, feeling so good. As you mentioned, it was going to take some solid damage from things like the Rockfall, from things like the Stone Ball, and okay, that nice little relaxed trait coming in, healing up the 𝗵𝗶𝗺. But as we saw, speaking of trades, Rotor getting the Tardy Rush online, and look at that, still hanging in there with 50% stamina, so I'm able to make a lot of use from this Tardy Rush. I mean, obviously the Toukon dies regardless, so it's very likely Spectruhh is just going to go ahead and let Toukon go. It's going to die in the back line, so might as well try to get off a Fiery Soul. But I'm wondering what Agglom has in mind. But okay, here we get our answers. 𝗬𝗧𝗃 eating a plague, reciprocating that little mirroring damage. Does Toukon get anything off is the question. Yes, it does. So Fiery Soul confirming the kill on 𝗬𝗧𝗃. And hey, it's going to go both ways. So 2 Temtems knocked out this turn.
Clean play. Toukon was going to get picked off anyway, so committing the all-in here. Rolder unable to, again, do any damage to this 𝗵𝗶𝗺, burning through that stamina. I'm not quite sure if Agglom intended that to actually go to the 𝗵𝗶𝗺. I think resting would have been fine because the evasion was going away next turn anyway. But yeah, I mean, still stamina expended. That's huge.
And you know, Blue, I think they changed Relax, right? Because if my memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure Relax used to be when you rest, you heal HP. Did they change it, guys? Let me look it up here real quick. Temtem Relax. Because, yeah, it used to be when you rested, you get heals. But now it seems if you take no damage for the turn, you get that nice little 10% heal. So very cool if they did change it. Unless I'm just kind of an idiot and just forgetting my good old Temtem knowledge. So please forgive me for that. But okay, 𝗰𝗶𝗰𝗸𝗶 does come in. So both of the speed looking to favor Agglom. Plethoric online. Rotor Tardy Rush online. And okay, it was always unnoticed. Okay, forgive me. I thought I swear it was a rest. I might be confusing it with withdrawal. So forgive me, Voldemort. I appreciate you, Voldemort and Rust. But here we go. Tornado trying to get a good chunk of HP off that Kinu. Bringing it down to 53%. Let's see how much it's going to do on the 𝗰𝗶𝗰𝗸𝗶 here. So 90 down to 60. Roughly 30% damage. Not too bad there.
This 𝗵𝗶𝗺 getting so much value from resting! 96.8% HP, and it's not like what's his face? It's not like Agglom has any double damage threat except for that Ninja Seal, right? So yeah, the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 value, the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 stonks in this match is just going up the longer it is on this field, being allowed to get away with this really, and the Stone Wall available on Kinu soon. So this is quite the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 value already.
Yeah, well said. Of course, I think Stonewall is indeed online if he wants to go ahead and apply it, making sure that it can eat those toxic inks if it does go through. Because the one thing I've been seeing from this 𝗵𝗶𝗺 is that it's so fast, of course, definitely compared to the likes of 𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗵 and Ninja Seal. So things like the Bright Beam, things like that intimidation we saw earlier is going to add those ticks of evasion. So even if he has to face off against things like 𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗵 or Ninja Seal, it's always going to outspeed. And if it doesn't get attacked first, that toxic ink is just going to be eaten up by that one turn of evasion, right? So it's looking like a really strong Temtem. I'm surprised we don't see more 𝗵𝗶𝗺s in the meta right now. 𝗬𝗏𝗺 putting on quite the performance with it.
Blush once again, but this is gonna be intimidation to trade. But this time, 𝗬𝗏𝗺 is the one who is a bit fooled here, I believe, because the mom's launch kind of invalidating that on the roller, who just rests at this point. Stonewall does come through, but 𝗵𝗶𝗺 no evasion, no stamina, but full HP at least. So I suppose for now 𝗬𝗏𝗺 takes those, and he can easily dispel the toxic ticks. So at this point in time, this Ninja Seal value will boil down to perhaps just picking off the Kinu at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And man, I'm trying to see the bigger picture here heading into turn 9. You know, 𝗵𝗶𝗺 at least has some effective damage with those big old thunder strikes, but as you said, it is overexerted. I wouldn't be too surprised to see it retreat here as we're seeing, so it does get pulled back from 𝗬𝗏𝗺. In comes that 𝗬𝗂𝗪 just to get things like Crystal Bite online, Hook Kick online. Let's see where this Drill Impact's going. It's just going to go ahead and try to get some good chip, and whoa, that was way more than I expected. This must be more of a speedy special attack Kinu, because a Drill Impact, half damage, doing about 20%. Impressive.
Oh, that's huge! Just Kinu's gonna get to sacrifice itself next turn. And the bait coming through as well. This 𝗬𝗪𝗪 does not care. He does not care. The Kinu at 3.8% HP. And yeah, as I mentioned, the sacrifice play is available now for 𝗬𝗏𝗺. This Ninja Seal, unfortunately, just couldn't push it past the line for that Kinu kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, if he does go for sacrifice, I believe he will remove that Invigorize and that, oh, the word is missing my head here. The chamomile, the...
Immunity.
Oh, yeah, the immunity. Forgive me, guys. Yeah, the Invigorize and the immunity. So it is a little bit of a buzzkill for the 𝗬𝗪𝗪s, but it doesn't matter. +3, I believe. Defense, special defense. I should be worth it. 𝗬𝗪𝗪s should be hanging in here. He only has Rotor Stone Ball to deal with the 𝗬𝗪𝗪s, so let's see. Ninja Seal gonna be swapping out for the 𝗂𝗀𝗪𝗪s. Crystal Bite indeed online, 94% down to 60, so clean 30%.
Oh,
nice.
Okay, that's definitely I think definitely the better play in this situation. Getting a Stone Wall down instead of the sacrifice, as you mentioned, would have dispelled immunity and that invigorating, but instead +3 defense, +1 special defense. I mean, that's still pretty good, and the 𝗵𝗶𝗺 are still in the back pocket and available, and the side switch is still +2 speed, so it will outspeed everything else on the board here if it does eventually come out. Chamomile as well. Look at this board. what is Toxic Tick's going to do? They're all immune. They're like, get me out of here. Enough with this toxic BS. You are not doing that today.
Yeah, almost seems Spectruhh was prepared to go up against some good toxic teams, but honestly, I think 𝗬𝗧𝗇 is pretty much a staple holding on to that bait, right? Mirroring 𝗬𝗧𝗇 with the bait, it kind of gives the same idea that resistance brings to the table. It's kind of like the same situation with neutrality 𝗏𝗠𝗏 and air spec 𝗏𝗏𝗏 back in the day. You just add a nice little chamomile on air spec, and it becomes kind of like neutrality. So that's kind of how 𝗬𝗬𝗪 has been used with bait as well. So we've seen it everywhere here. But of course, Rotor is bright and awake. Stoneball is online, so pick your poison. Either slot should do some good damage. But all right, Plague coming through.
The neutral does come through. Goring follow up as well, but the exhaustion is huge. Hook kick does come in, but the reactive vial, as expected, will protect the ruler here from the double damage. Of course, the 𝗬𝗪𝗪 still up, but yeah, I mean, the ruler running out of stamina here. Stoneball available for another hit, but Agglom does not want to deal with that. Ninja will be coming in, and actually, if the 𝗬𝗪𝗪 gets his pick on the Ninja, that'd be huge, but the exhaustion of the 𝗬𝗪𝗪 will commit the Crystal Bite. We'll see if he gets the kill. It's not quite enough. 𝗬𝗪𝗪 is not gonna do enough damage to seal the deal, but a Plague follow-up from the 𝗵𝗺𝗺 should be enough. 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪 should be perfectly fine at the 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺. I mean, plus this this 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺 takes damage. Like, damage where? Where damage?
Yeah, you know, it's been doing so much. But yeah, still hanging in there at 100% HP, obviously due to that awesome relax trait. And did I see? I don't think we saw 𝗬𝗶𝗁, right? I mean, but it had to proc. Yeah, it did. Okay, yes, I was just about to say.
Yeah. 𝗬𝗶𝗁 activated on the Ninja, which, again, if that Crystal Blight killed, that would have been huge, but unfortunately, 𝗬𝗶𝗁 manages to clutch the Ninja heal, and will push this advantage to Agglom's favor. Thunderstrike, though, going to chip away at that Calamus. Exhaustion is applied on the 𝗵𝗺𝗺. Allergic spread on both these Tems. So, the exhaustion actually quite huge on the 𝗵𝗺𝗺 now, because the Toxic is going to come through, and there's no way to dispel this at the moment, unless he wants to overexert, and it's just not ideal.
Oh, you're so right. If he wants to go for something like a Bright Beam again and try to get it off, I don't actually know. It does, because it adds alert as well, so it does get cleared. But with that 50% additional stamina consumption, it might just end up going counterintuitive, right? It might actually go backwards and kill the 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺. So instead of saving it, it might just bring it down. If it doesn't, it will be bringing it into that red HP bar, into the single digits. But let's see. I mean, he only has 𝗧𝗵𝗆 in the back, so I think he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Tough decisions. Bright Beam doesn't look like he overexerted blue. It looks like it's really stamina efficient, and he's able to clear off the Toxic Ticks very well. Oh, he does overexert. I was just about to say.
Toxic Ink coming through, and the Ninja should be able to narco hit this. Oh, he doesn't hit the 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺. That is a surprise. Well, obviously it overexerted now, so that's fine. But again, if this 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺 gets the heal, that would be posing quite a problem. But oh, what a turn. The 𝗬𝗶𝗁 healing the Ninja. And again, if that pickoff came through on the Ninja, this would be a completely different scenario. But yeah, I mean, that just being able to protect it, or rather surviving at 2.5% HP, really benefiting Agglom here, because that 𝗧𝗵𝗆 is not going to kill 4 Tems by itself. Then definitely no Tyranock here, especially not in this match, with the Whip still available.
I couldn't agree more. I think Spectruhh saved the 𝗧𝗵𝗆 a little bit too long, right? Because there's not really too much it can get done, especially across the board, staring them down right now. It's not going to do too much, but you know, it could do that remaining HP on these Tems. It is double damage, right? So 𝗧𝗵𝗆 packs such a powerful punch. And hey, this is a Temtem that feels better into that. So hey, taking care of 𝗂𝗀𝗆 will be step 1, but taking care of Ninja has to, of course, be that step 2. 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗀 is going down to that final Toxic Tick. So 𝗬𝗏𝗺 down to his final 2 Temtems. His tournament run is on the line. Can he hold on? Can this double damage 𝗧𝗵𝗆 get the job done? It's gonna be tough, right? To take down the 𝗬𝗵𝗆 alone will be quite the endeavor, but there's one Temtem that can easily take it down. It should be this 𝗵𝗆𝗺. But first things first, you gotta take down the Temtem staring him down right here, right now. Agglom, can he hold on? Can he survive a crazy 𝗧𝗵𝗆 with these 2 Tems?
Yeah, the worst part about this is the 𝗧𝗵𝗆's not gonna have synergy as well to just bolster it a bit more. So we'll have to see what it can do for this. So it'll be missing, I believe, 15 damage because of no synergy and no priority on it as well. And that's huge. I think 𝗬𝗪𝗔 being picked off really hurts the purpose of the 𝗧𝗵𝗆 having so much bonus attack. So we'll have to see.
You know, the one way 𝗬𝗪 can win this game, he goes for 𝗧𝗵𝗆. I'm pretty sure it will kill the rotor. It might not kill the Ninjaso, of course, but man, 𝗬𝗵𝗆 does take 1/4 damage from Earth techniques, of course, so maybe he tries to squeeze it in there. It's so risky though, right? Because if 𝗬𝗪 goes ahead and clicks something like Thunder Strike in the predictive spot, then that 𝗬𝗵𝗆 is going all the way down. Or perhaps he can just click Bright Beam. It's not the most powerful technique, but at 4x damage, it should be doing a good amount.
Oh,
here it goes though.
He's going for rock bottom. He throws it down. We'll see how many kills he gets. He gets the roller pick off, and the Earthbound does proc. The 𝗵𝗆𝗺, once again, we'll have to see what it does. Intimidation, just to secure its HP, secure that evasion, but the immunity stops it from evading! Oh, no! The 𝗂𝗶𝗵𝗆! It absolutely griefs the 𝗵𝗆𝗺! That is an absolute disaster!
Yeah,
oh, no.
There was a hope. There was a hope and a dream for 𝗬𝗪𝗆, but the one kind of Nombo. 𝗂𝗵𝗆𝗆 was coming in so clutch as of late, but the one time that he didn't want to have it, it goes ahead and bops him right on the head, neglecting the evasion, and in comes that Toxic Ink, as you said, so a little bit too late. I don't think 𝗧𝗵𝗆𝗆 can get the job done. Even if you kill one of these Temtems, the other one will go ahead and knock you out. So, GG. I think Agglom might have just sealed the deal there.
No. We have some copium here. The uppercut will one-punch 𝗬𝗵𝗆𝗆.
Okay,
Calling it
okay.
Copium.
Hands
That is
up.
copium. No, it's not even fast enough. The gust is too fast. 𝗬𝗵𝗆𝗆 with the hand fan will clear it. +2 speed is not fast enough, unfortunately. And Agglom will be taking it. But, again, that is such a heartbreaker play.